Hello, I'm Kate and this is Stories Without Borders. The story you're about to hear was created by a child who discovered something extraordinary. That their imagination is a superpower, and in it, anything is possible. Marshmallows versus hot dogs. What's happened, Bob? Why are the hot dogs trying to eat us? I shouted. Said Bob, twisting the top of his foot on the floor. Bob? Fine, I may have eaten the hot dog king, muttered Bob. I was so fuming. I went to work the next morning and found out in the news that the population had gone down by 3 marshmallows. What has happened? I thought to myself. Then I picked up the newspaper and saw that it was the hot dogs that had killed the marshmallows. After work, I went for a peaceful walk in the majestically green forest and heard a crowd shouting. It was at the historic castle where the hot dogs had been victorious more than 100 years ago. I squeezed through the crowd to see the hot dogs were fighting us. A spear flew right over my head. Whoa! I screamed. The fighting went on for days. However, one by one, marshmallows started dropping out of the fight. I knew I needed to fix Bob's mistake, so I formed a crew. We had 5 members in total. That was all we needed. We had me, a fighter, Bob, a fighter, probably wanting to make up for his mistake. There were my 2 sideys, fries that had escaped from KFC with gravy for hair. Finally, I had my best friend Fred, the hacker. The fighting had been on hold now for a few weeks. The hot dogs were getting tired of guarding the castle from nothing. So it was peak time to attack. We all snuck out at about midnight. Well, apart from Fred, who was on his computer at home. We tiptoed through the forest and made our way to the entrance, which was a 3-foot wide steel door, and the only way in was working at the passcode. I've got on their radio frequency. Fred radio's sounding very proud of himself. Great, I replied, trying not to sound like I'm impressed. I waited. It wasn't long before Fred shouted, I've got the passcode. It's campfire. We're in. I inserted the code on the keypad and the door opened. I made sure we weren't being followed and went down the corridor. Then we went into this spectacular room with the latest high-tech weapons. We got equipped and we were ready to fight. Just when we were about to enter another room, Fred said this, I'm in the systems. Blackout in 3, 2, 1. It went pitch black. However, even though the light decreased, the volume increased. Sirens roared and guards screamed. I shouted at Fred, what have you done? We all decided we had to fight the hot dogs at some point. We went out and we fought. The fighting went on for hours. We were now struggling to defend ourselves. Then Bob was stabbed. No, 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 I said with a quiver in my voice. I got so mad. I went on a rampage, killing hot dogs left and right. The new hot dog king realised they were going to lose the battle. So they made a peace offering, which we declined. Then they finally surrendered. Thank you for listening to Stories Without Borders. The story you heard today represents something profound. A child becoming an author. And not an ordinary one, as one Year 5 student told me, but a famous one from another planet. If you would like to bring StoryQuest to your school, visit www.my-storyquest.com. Or if you'd like to check out Gabriel's adventures, or start downloading the family kit so that you can start making your own Friday night stories, visit theadventuresofgabriel.com. Because here's what I've learned from all the children who have taken part so far. When given complete creative control, you don't just create great stories, you discover your voice. And that voice and your imagination, where anything's possible, deserves to be heard. So until next time, keep telling stories, and I look forward to hearing yours.